セガサターンシロ
Welcome to a new SHIRO show. I am
What's up?
Patrick. Unfortunately, I'm still Patrick, and I cannot be anybody else. And this is Dave. Here, Mr. Dave. How's everyone going today? We all good? You good,
I'm
Dave?
doing good. Oh yeah, I thought you were talking to like the people in.
Sorry,
How's
how are you
everyone?
doing,
Yeah,
Dave?
no, I am okay.
I hope
I'm
you are okay.
trying to
All okay.
figure out this chat, this pop-out chat, because for some reason it cuts off at the bottom. I cannot
Weird.
see. Yeah. Weird.
Word to your mother.
What the hell? I can't. I don't know. The chat is not working for me for some reason.
Yeah.
Live chat.
Yeah, it is a bit grainy. I had to turn on the bitrate because it was
Pop out.
giving me that red thing again, and I'd rather have it a bit grainy than lag completely. So,
It's weird.
sacrifices.
Your internet's been giving you a hard time.
It's only
kinda.
during the afternoon. It's just the Cox digital cable.
I mean, I have Cox.
Yeah, but
And-
I mean, we're guys, so we do have that. but yeah.
I have one.
Well, I mean, I only have one too. I mean, we can't have multiple. I mean, usually,
Alright.
usually having multiple connections coming.
I
in
walked right into that. I walked right
is
into
bad. So you don't want multiple connections. Connectiones into the nether.
that. So what have you been up to?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm just joking.
I'm gonna bring up the. I'm literally gonna bring up the chat on my phone here so
Bring
that
it
I can
up.
actually look at. Yeah, because
up,
it's not working
up.
on my PC for some reason.
Yeah, I was basically it's been pretty good. Thanksgiving was a lot of fun. Had a little break,
nice.
Well, actually, it wasn't really a short break. I literally got super busy on the Friday. My friends wanted to go out and hang out, so I was like, oh crap, and I couldn't get back in
Cool.
time. So I was like, RIP that. So, yep, sorry about that, guys. Didn't get a Black Friday stream, but there's probably some good stuff. So that's my
Right.
bad. But yeah, just hung out with friends all weekend. I got like burnt out socially. I was like, oh man, like we just hung out consistently, but it was a lot of fun. I liked it. Pretty good time. We had a lot of leftovers. We made a lot of jokes. I got a little bit too tipsy and had to stay with my friend's house because I don't want to drive home. You know, I drink responsibly. You know, I didn't want to endanger myself, so we stayed there and we watched a bunch of Christmas movies. We watched The Holiday, which I've never seen before. I thought it was pretty good. Have you?
Oh, that's a good one. Jack Black. What you got? Kate Winslet.
Who was the one guy from? He was from Sherlock. He wasn't. He wasn't.
Jude
Law.
Law. Yeah.
Yeah, Jude Law's in that. It was really good. I thought I was gonna hate it, but I actually really ended up liking it.
I actually stole his napkin head thing for my kids, and they love that.
Lol.
You know how you put the napkin on his face and it looks
Yeah.
all freaky, like you know, Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
My kids love that at the dinner table.
That's really
I'm not
funny.
even kidding. I was like, that is a good idea right there.
Dang, good. But yeah. So we watched that. We watched A Christmas Story too. That was a lot of fun. I like that
Right.
one. It actually was really good. I liked the actual second one, the one that was.
Talking about the one that was just released.
Yeah.
With he's like older. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was
I
actually really
started
good.
it. I started it. It was kind of slow, and I was like, they're trying to do all of the same little vignettes, or they're trying to do like all of the same daydreams that he does.
Yeah.
Exactly the same as they did with the first movie, and it comes off a little. I wouldn't say cringy, but it's a little bit like forced. Like
I
if
thought
it
that was
doesn't-
really funny though. Like I like the idea that they're like, this is what it is. Like they made it as cheesy as possible. It's like, yeah, it's
Well,
pretty
yeah,
much
definitely.
like I just like how unapologetic it was, and I think that's why it got such good ratings. So I watched that.
Yeah.
I started A Christmas Story. I started National Lampoons, but this one person that didn't watch it, like, oh man, I hate this dude. He's like super. He's like such a POS. And I think the funniest thing is that the one thing that put over the edge was when after they got the tree, Clark's in bed. His wife's wearing like lingerie and he's wearing like dinosaur pajamas. And I didn't realize this. They didn't point it out. I never saw it till they pointed it out. And they're, oh, this is so dumb. His wife's like super smoking. Here's him fucking with dinosaur pajamas. And we were like arguing about that. It's like I guess I don't know. Like maybe it's like no. It's like she's putting on her all, and she made a really good point. They're like, yeah, she's putting on her all and wearing this, like, okay, like I was like, you know what? He should have gotten dinosaur pajamas for both of them, or he should have like worn like a speedo or something. I don't know. What is proper guy like sexy sleepwear? Is it just like a shirt?
You gotta ask your woman.
Dress robe.
You gotta ask.
You know, I think it's like a dress robe, like, you know, the sleek robes, something like Tim Allen's wearing in Santa Claus.
Where is this going? Where is this going? I want to ask you, Pat. I want to ask, did you pick up anything on Black Friday, Cyber Monday?
Not for me, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I pretty much just did shopping for other people and white elephant stuff, so there wasn't really much stuff. Anyways, there's nothing really I really need, to be honest with you. Like, I even checked out record stores and there was nothing I was vibing. You know what I mean?
I picked up a coffee maker.
Oh, nice.
Black Friday coffee maker.
Did you make lots of coffee?
Well, it hasn't come yet, but we'll see.
Are you gonna make a lot of coffee?
It's supposed to be a good one. It's like over. It's pretty well. It was like a $200 coffee maker, but I got it for like $100. So there you go.
Oh wow!
I also got tickets to Hawaii. So on Cyber Monday, tickets to Hawaii. It was like 4 tickets to Hawaii for $800.
Dang!
Yes,
You're taking the whole fam with you.
Taking the whole. It's like bus tickets basically at $200 a pop. I was like,
pretty good.
I
Holy
can't.
crap.
I was like, I can't not go. So yeah, I'm gonna take the kids to like the Jurassic Park set. We're gonna do that. It's gonna be fun.
Sounds romantic.
Well,
I'm sure your wife will love it.
Everything's super romantic when you got 2 kids in tow.
Oh yeah, 2 kids. Yeah. Right. I meant 4 people. Yeah. No, I gotcha. As long as you and Meg can have some good alone time, just like hang out.
Oh, we will. Yeah, we will for sure.
Just like lock the kids in the room and no, I'm just joking. Don't do that. But yeah, I think that's like a lot of fun. I kind of should travel, but I don't, and I should. I want to do Japan. Like, I want to go big. So we're trying to figure that out and get that sorted. Hoping maybe like towards the end of 2023 we could do that. Like, I would like wintertime in Japan. I know it's probably cold AF, but I kind of want to do it. Oh yeah,
it probably is.
I just like the winter holidays.
You know, it's still Japan, you know. That would be awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm tentatively saving up for a Japan trip, but it's not going to happen probably until I mean, because I'm probably going to take the kids, but I want them to be old enough to appreciate it.
Like 2025 or something.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Those dates. But yeah, no, let me know. We could maybe sync something up. Kind of fun.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Dave and Pat take Tokyo. Do like a SHIRO show.
Do you have any other updates, like game updates? Because I don't want to like step on your toes, but I do actually. I've actually been playing SEGA Saturn as much as I can.
Not SEGA Saturn, but I've been playing Dark Tide on the PC. I know this is. Yeah, I've been playing Dark Tide, Warhammer 40k Dark Tide, and my friend's actually gonna take me to play the actual the tabletop. So it's either I'm gonna not like it or I'm gonna be in a deficit of money for the rest of my life. One of the two. So I don't know yet.
Hey Derek, how's it going? He's watching on his phone.
Hey, Mr. Derek. But yeah,
Mr. A Team.
A team. But yeah, besides that, that's about it for me. What about you? How have you? What's your gaming like? What's your elite gaming?
I've been playing Shining Force 3. I was telling Peter on the podcast that it's been a very long time for me to get back into Shining Force 3 just because I lost my save, and I was so far along and I'd dumped so many hours into it, and then like I lost my save, so that was like a year or two ago. It was a couple of years ago actually.
Did you even try the cartridge? Did cartridge fixability?
Oh yeah, I fixed the cartridge, but you lose the last thing that was saved, and the last thing that had been saved was my corrupted Shining Force 3 save. Yeah,
that is a big L.
Yeah, it was a big L, and it kind of like took me a really long time to get up the nerve to start over. But hearing about all the updates that the scenario translations have undergone, and then of course the latest translation. Which I didn't even know about until Knight. He kind of like Jesse. He loves playing it with me. He's like, "Oh, we need to play Shining Force 3," he'll be playing games on the Switch and stuff like that. And as soon as I'm done with my work, he'll be like, oh, "Can we go play Shining Force 3?" He just wants to. I was playing it, and I let him play some battles. I'm like looking at him, watching him. I'm like, "So is this okay with you? Like you don't mind the graphics on this?" And he's like, "No, they're great." I'm like, "Seriously?" And I was like, "They don't look kind of like janky to you or anything?" He's like, "No, I like it. It's colorful," And he brought his friend over, and his other 9-year-old friend was like, they're just sitting on the couch watching, and I was like, "You guys want to go?" They were having like a play date, right? I was like, "You guys want to go play Mario Kart or something?" And they're like, "No, we're enjoying ourselves watching you grind through Shining Force 3." So there you go. It's a timeless classic.
Nice. I definitely want to play that now. I love RPG, so I might have to go and play that series and make Knight proud or make him sad.
I don't know how well Discord noise suppression is working, but
yeah,
you've got a car alarm going off. You've got a motorcycle going up the street.
I heard the motorcycle and I have the car.
I have the garage door open just to get as much natural light in here as I can because I do not have good lighting with the winter. The light it gets darker early.
Shine out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shine down. Yeah. Oops.
Heaven let your light shine down. What is that? Damn it. Band.
Primus. I'm just joking. It's not Primus.
Help me out here.
Yeah. Somebody.
Why is the name? I'm like brain farting right now.
Somebody Google it, what Shine Down is and tell us the name of the band. We got 25 people.
Collective Soul.
Collective Soul. Or Soul. Yeah. Is it Collective Soul or Soul Collective?
No, it's Collective Soul.
Oh, I gotcha.
Which was such a weird name for a band. And I don't know if you would even consider them grunge. They were kind of like alt rock. I guess you could kind of consider them grunge.
No.
But they were kind of like the Creed of their generation, I feel like they were a little bit like, no, I mean I like them okay, but they're they were contemporary with like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and stuff like that, but they were always like a little bit more like radio friendly, or they were all just a little bit softer, Collective Soul,
more adult contemporary for people that want to listen to it.
I wouldn't say they weren't like Hootie and the Blowfish, but they were definitely not as edgy as some of the grunge bands that they were contemporary with.
That makes sense. Yeah, that actually reminds me of the band Soul Coughing. I don't know if you know them.
No.
They're really good. The guy Mike Doty, he
Soul
does
Coffee?
Coughing, like coughing.
Oh,
like
Soul Coughing?
Yeah, they do a song called Circles. It's pretty good. I recommend that band if you like that sort of stuff. It's like more alt stuff. It's more like late 90s like alternative, but it's really good. It's like a bit avant-garde in its way. It's really funky. It's like a weird mixture.
All right, I got the chat to work on my PC, so I'm
sorry to hear.
Cut out. I have to keep looking down at my phone if I'm going to try to do it on the phone. So
gotta get one of those little monitors. But yeah, Derek was saying he's listening to the latest DC Junkyard podcast and played a couple of hours of Daytona and SEGA Rally. Yeah, they need to have us on there. We've been trying to get something sorted, but they kind of
we haven't made any efforts.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, we're just been so busy. It's not for lack of wanting to. It's just for lack of trying, because I haven't. Yeah. We've both been equally busy. The Sega guys too. It's like we are always saying, "Oh, we need to hook up. We need to record a podcast together." But then it's just like we're so busy. Yeah, and I'm talking like normal, regular life busy, not like even SHIRO busy.
Yeah, it's like okay, and not to mention they're like halfway across the world.
Yeah, that's true too. But no, I love their podcast.
Same.
Yeah, I know they would, Derek, and we would be happy to have them on here too. So I guess it's just a matter of. In fact, I was just talking to Audie Sorley, from DF Retro. Well now LGR, I guess, but he still does DF Retro stuff, right? With John, Audie.
I don't know. Does he ignore you at cafes?
No.
I'm just joking.
No, actually, I don't think he has that problem. Well, no, I didn't. I'm friends with John, but I only recently got in touch with Audi, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll come on your show anytime you want." So I was like, "Okay, we need
on here.
I need to figure out when to do that." But it would be awesome to have him on.
We got a new person, Pop Man, my eyes. Papitsu? Did you say it?
Oh yeah, Papetsu.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Yep, still playing Sega Saturn, and we are into hardware. We have a lot of good hardware stuff. We're hard for wear. If that makes any sense.
You guys into hardware? It's not a dumb question, but yeah, absolutely crazy about hardware. Probably too much. And most of the folks in our Discord server, I would say, are probably pretty heavy into hardware.
We're big into CDs too.
Yeah, I know Shadow Mask is into real hardware and scalers, line doublers, monitors, all that stuff, video connections.
Bob stabbed me when I told him I wasn't using PVMs anymore.
Yeah. But you're not. You are. You're not using PVMs?
No, I'm just joking. I have like how many of them do I have now?
Yeah,
1,
I know.
2,
okay,
3,
yeah,
4,
I thought you were
5,
just joking.
6, 7 TVs. Lots of TVs.
Anyway, yeah.
Anybody want one? Just joking. They're all mine.
Exactly.
None for you.
I was listening to the CU podcast.
Sorry to hear.
And
I was joking. I like that podcast.
It's always that way with you, right? I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my condolences.
No, I was listening to the latest one, and oh man, there's some more there's some more really bad stuff about Tommy Tallarico.
Oh yeah, I finally watched that documentary, the one by H Bomber guy.
Yeah,
man,
that was great, wasn't it?
It was kind of insane.
Oh my God.
I didn't realize
keeps going on. I'm like, oh my God, there's more.
I literally is a serial liar. Like, he's worse than a certain other person we know in the Saturn community that lies about
no kidding.
having stocks in Sega.
But I mean, that guy, man, he's just like I say, he's a compulsive liar, and it's like he reminds me of Professor Lockhart, from the Harry Potter series, like taking credit for other people's accomplishments.
Is that who that was? I actually never got that far in Harry Potter.
Yeah. He erases other wizards' memories, and then he writes books about their accomplishments. That's like Tommy Tallarico. He like takes credit for stuff other people have done. But
yeah, that was kind of bizarre. I was like, why is he? And then I watched the other documentary I watched that made me almost cry was the one by Defunct Land about the Disney Channel theme song.
Oh yeah,
like that one was super good. If you guys like that one is a trip. I'm not gonna spoil it, but like watch it and oh my God, it is so good.
But seriously, I was also listening on the CU podcast. They're talking about digital versus physical. And it is kind of sad, like, depending on how you look at it, digital is definitely more convenient, but it's caught up, and even the scales have tipped, to the point where it's closer to like 60-40 in favor of digital, like folks buying digital and not doing physical.
I mean, if you look at it, we're all about digital.
Like, it's sad to me, though, because it really is like, I have no interest. I would love to collect for the Switch, and I mean I have probably like 15 games for the Switch, but I don't feel like actively collecting for it because I know those games are all going to be gimped as soon as they cut the servers, So it's like it's tough, It's like, but then again, it's like owning a game these days. What does it really mean? You have to like basically hold on to the console that you installed it on,
because
just hope that
the updates are dead. It's like.
You're like, that's your game, that PS3 or that Switch or whatever. I guess with the Switch you put it on SD cards, right?
Possibly. I mean, I know in the future they'll definitely because they have emulators and stuff. And
yeah,
they have
in the future, pirates will just figure out how to like crack it, and you'll just put games on like that. But you can't. It's just like owning a game is not the same anymore. And of course, like GameStop is. They're not going to be able to last because they're basically selling people paperweights
and tat.
But
yeah, no. The thing is that honestly, I found myself not even playing Switch stuff anymore. Like the last game I played was Splatoon 3, and that was what? Is that October or is that September? I can't remember. But literally before literally before that, I can't remember the last time I played my Switch. I just don't play it very often. Just
don't play it very often. Yeah,
I just don't have time for games. I
agree. I've been the same way. Like I bought the Switch for myself, and my son plays it like every day, and I
wish
don't
I had
even
a son
touch
to do
it.
That.
Even when I have time, like the kids are in bed, and I could easily like pick up the Switch and play. I just Netflix or HBO because I'm just like I don't have the drive to to get into another game. But when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, I'll be playing my Switch again.
We should do a stream of that. Probably not.
Yeah, we should.
But no.
But I mean, yeah, it's just sad, like I would love to collect Switch games, but every single game needs a bunch of updates day one, so it's just I don't know.
Yeah,
it's definitely more digital is definitely more convenient. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just sit on your couch, buy a game. You get a lot of there's a lot of free games. There's a lot of games on sale, I would say, and that's just the thing is they're really pushing it hard, and because obviously they want folks to give up on physical because it costs them more money to publish, but it's just like, so I'm a relic of my time, I'm a relic of a bygone era collecting all these physical games.
No, I feel you, and it's funny because I had a similar issue with Rock Band because I want to set up Rock Band for the Friendsgiving. So I was like, okay, well, I have a bunch of Xbox Ones because my brother had one and a friend of mine just let me hold on to one. And like I was like, oh man, I set up all the old instruments and stuff, and I held the button down. Like I bought Rock Band 4 and I bought like a song for the DLC. I set it all up. I had all the instruments there. I hit the sync button, nothing. On all instruments, and I looked it up. Oh, you need a adapter. Well, that's fine. How much is the adapter? It's probably not that expensive, and apparently it was like $300 to $500 for the legacy adapter to use your old instruments. I was like, all right, I'll just go look up and buy the instruments. I look up on OfferUp. It's like each instrument $100 at the minimum. And it's like,
wow.
And it's like, you know what? Forget this. So I went to my sister's, got my old Xbox 360. I got the. And the thing is, the store on the Xbox 360 is down, so you have to like go into the Xbox Live menu to go to the DLC,
right?
And like you have to go through all that, hunt all that down, and it's just a pain in the butt. And like, it's like, oh man, like there's no good options for that game right now because like the store is kind of janked up, so you have to like go across 1,500 songs in alphabetical order to find what you want to download.
Wow.
And yeah, it's just a nightmare. So
that is insane.
But I got Rock Band working on 360, so I was very happy I got that going. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's just a nightmare because what about in the future when it's like, oh yeah, we're not doing Rock Band anymore. Oh cool, I have to pay $100 an instrument or $500 to get my friggin' Beatles Rock Band drum set or my guitar working. It's like, it's just like, what are you gonna do? And it's a great party game. I love it, but it's like, I mean, like, exactly. I don't know. They need to support some of these stuff.
Right.
Yeah, Trekkies is suggesting Smash Ultimate Session. Trekkies, if you really want me to cream with Jigglypuff and just destroy you, just send me a DM and I can do that myself. We don't need to film that violence on stream. That's gonna get us taken down because the entire massacre that would befall you against my Jigglypuff.
Well, it's why don't we bring up the browser and talk about some news? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 articles. Let's see. We've got like 60 minutes. I guess if we run over time, then we'll be able to dedicate like less than 10 minutes to each. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, hey, there's speaking of Trekkies, there's his game. Yeah, in the background. Well, there was his game. No
more game for him. All right, so let's start with the first one is the editor's corner for.
Sorry, I'm tired.
All right, take a nap. I'm just joking. But no, episode 8 of the editor's corner, episode 8, the 5th console generation. This one got a lot of attention, a lot of heat. I saw a lot of debate on it, saying that I remember I saw on Facebook somebody's like, oh, I don't need to watch it, I lived it, and like, oh, I'm not gonna bother watching it. It's like, then why are you commenting? It's like,
oh yeah. That was funny. I mean, I get it. That's fine. I'll be honest with you. Podcasts aren't for everybody. I think what Kay was on our podcast, he was a member of our podcast, and he was like, I personally don't listen to podcasts. Like, you're on a podcast, but you don't listen to podcasts. And I get it. Like, it's not for everybody. But I mean, if you guys are doing chores or you're commuting or something like that.
I just thought it was kind of weird how it's like, how out of the way. It's like, I'll listen to this, but I won't listen to the podcast. And it's like, okay, man, just why are you commenting?
As far as episodes go, this one was all over the place. Like, we have a rule, Peter and I, that we don't research, we don't put it together an outline. It's supposed to be like having a phone conversation with each other. It's supposed to just be like talking to each other, right? So everything is just off the top of the dome. just wherever our thoughts lead us, right?
Yeah, because it's not supposed to be an overview of it. It's supposed to be your two's
But for this one, we were just all over the place. I found it so I was surprised when Derek was like, "Oh, that was a great episode." I was like, "Really?" Because I had a hard time listening back to it myself. I listened back to it just to make sure that there aren't any errors or things I need to edit out. But yeah, I was just like, it was a little like, I was just like, wow, I had a really hard time, getting my thoughts together per se, but yeah, so. So hold on, it's like I'm gonna mute my mic because my daughter's coming.
Ooh, don't we get taken down off YouTube? Where's Dave's camera? That's not it. There we go. All right, Dave has been censored for the time being, so basically I'm gonna talk for him. 5th console generation, absolute garbage. Name a bad console. Anything that wasn't Neo Geo. So go play Neo Geo and throw everything else in the garbage. No. So basically, I'll tell my experience because Dave was like, Patch, you can't be on this podcast. You're not cool enough to be it. So after crying for about an hour and a half, I pretty much just dealt with that. So my experience, I think this is probably my first active, like, you're a human being, actually paying attention. So I know Nintendo, PS1, Saturn. I didn't hear about Saturn growing up. I didn't hear anything about it. It just was not on my radar. I had, my first console was a damn Pico, and the second one was a Game Gear, and I didn't hear a thing about Saturn. I had an N64 growing up because I was a normal, just a human being. I'm just joking. But, yeah, I guess, okay, I think Dave's back. You good, Dave?
Yeah, I'm back. You. She needed a banana.
Yeah. But yeah,
to be fair, Jesse was supposed to keep her from doing that, and of course he's on the Switch, and I'm just like, you realize your sister just came out in the garage? And he's like, really? I was like, yeah.
Those kids today with those videos,
he's just so into it. Yeah, I was just like, okay. Anyway,
but anyways,
he had one job.
Yeah, I get it. I was there, but yeah, I was there as a kid. But anyways, I was telling the audience that you were mean and were like, Patrick, you can't go on this podcast, and you slapped me in my face and pushed me down a flight of stairs, and were like, you're not allowed on, and locked the door on me. And then basically that I was telling them that my experience with the console generations, that was my first active one where I was actually paying attention and actually alive and aware of the consoles and stuff. And I was saying that my console, my choice of that generation was a N64, which was in retrospect a pretty bad choice. So yeah, there was a pretty bad choice on my end, but actually I love the games for it. But
the Pico?
No, that was my first console.
Yeah, that was your first console.
But yeah,
no, it's not. Yeah. So, Blue Moon wants to hear your life story about your love of Mr. Bones.
Detective Conan. Basically, I was up in Adult Swim, and I saw this guy in knight armor shove a sword through this guy's chest, and I was like, God damn! And then watching Detective Conan, it was like this mystery thing, and it was like, holy crap! The first episode, somebody gets decapitated on a roller coaster. How do you set up a better anime? Is someone getting decapitated in the first episode on a roller coaster with piano wire? That's pretty badass. Crazy. So yeah, I got addicted to it ever since. I watched the dub up to episode 120. Sadly, I thought that was it, and then I learned later there's 700 episodes, and I cried. That's not even a joke. I was so happy I cried. And then now there's about 1,000 plus, so I'm only on episode 300, so I got a long time to go, and I don't plan on catching up. I just want to perpetually be behind, so that way, no matter how depressed I am, I'll always have Detective Conan by my side, ready to watch an episode and be far behind. So, yeah, go watch Detective Conan if you're crazy like me. If you're not, go watch something that's not crazy. Also, Mr. Bones is garbage, right in the garbage can.
You are into crazy stuff like JoJo and Detective Conan, and you like your stuff crazy.
Yeah, crazy stuff. But yeah, anyways, like I said, I just thought it was funny that I was saying there was the first one, and I was an N64 kid, and I really only knew one kid that had a PS1, and that was it. That I didn't know anybody else had anything else. So
honestly, there's no problem being an N64 kid.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that I thought it was funny that I just want to get my experience of it, where it's that was it for me. So I was N64. I didn't really have a PS1 to play, and I was kind of behind, but I'm catching up. I got all the good stuff, and
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
I think out of all the consoles, it's gonna sound blasphemous, but I think US library wise, I think PS1 was probably my favorite because they got some wild ass games on that console.
Oh yeah.
But
Like,
yeah, Japanese
I mean,
games,
that's
Saturn all the way.
yeah. It's hard to, even as a uber Saturn fan, it's hard to argue against the original PlayStation's library.
US
It's just
specifically. US specifically though. I wanna
US and
emphasize.
US and Japanese. It's just the PlayStation library is ridiculous. Like there's so much good stuff, and yeah, it's a tough one. Like obviously we all have our favorite console, but like I'm not going to deny how good the original PlayStation is. We had that in my house before we had a Saturn, and I was always really, really impressed with the PlayStation. It's just that I didn't always get to play it because my dad had it. It was kind of like his console, you know. So it was really just like I played it when it was around, or when you know, when he was home from the road, he'd plug it in, and we would get to take turns on it and stuff like that. But yeah, he pretty much was like super into all the RPGs and stuff like that. He would be spending countless hours on RPGs and stuff. So that's kind of what got me into RPGs in the first place. But
yeah, and that's
but
sort
yeah,
of what,
I mean, like,
yeah.
N64 was cool though. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I had a friend who was also named David, and he was he was just very much a Nintendo fan. So it was like a foregone conclusion that he was going to get the N64. And I mean, he was the most popular kid at school because everybody wanted to go over to his house and play the Nintendo 64. Or like when we'd have like sleepovers, which actually was a thing we used to do. You know, we'd have like 6 guys or something like that, and play on the trampoline, do like Nerf guns and stuff like that, and then play his N64. You know, because everybody wanted to play his N64. We didn't, like, he had it. There was a PlayStation. Somebody brought their PlayStation. Nobody cared because everybody wanted to just play GoldenEye.
The thing is that the N64 is a party console. Like, it's really doing through a party console, and like a PS1 is like you lock yourself in your bedroom, you play that RPG. Like, I don't know, the PS1 I think it feels more hardcore. Like it's like you're
it's
like
an adult console.
Yeah,
it's an adult.
console.
If you were an adult gamer, like my dad was an adult gamer, and you're interested in like more mature gaming experiences, like Metal Gear Solid, there's nothing like Metal Gear Solid, arguably, on the N64, except maybe like Perfect Dark. But even that is like toned down compared to Metal Gear Solid. Like, you know, you want to play a game about the Cold War and about like espionage and it's got everything. It's the way that the storytelling is just much more mature. Gran Turismo 2, those are like mature, like kind of adult racers. You're having to like do a bunch of grindy racing to get your driver's licenses and stuff like that, and kids are typically into like the more arcadey pick up and play kind of stuff. But Gran Turismo was like, you have a garage full of supercars, you know, and stuff like that. It was just, PlayStation was like that, you know.
It was really great console, and it felt like a part of the hi-fi setup. Like, I mean, it was a CD player like through and through as well, and a lot of people used it for that purpose. Like the PS1, PS2 with the DVD player, the PS3 with the Blu-ray player, and PS4 for nothing because it didn't have a 4K Blu-ray player, but the PS5 did, so that's what I use it for.
So I think the thing is like the PlayStation is definitely, it's got most of like the AAA blockbuster titles, main stream kind of stuff. Like you said, N64 is great for a great party console. It's got like Mario Party. It's got all these great party games. And I see Saturn as being a really cool console for a bunch of quirky stuff. Like Saturn's just got some of the most quirky but unique games. It's also got a lot of good arcade games, a lot of 2D fighters, shmups. So fighters, shmups, some 3D action games, you know, like the Winter Heats and the Die Hard arcades are there. But then you've got good racing games, some good sports games, and then just a lot of quirky stuff. You know, the rest of you just fill it out with like the quirkiest Lunacy, Clockwork Knights, all that kind of stuff is just really weird stuff that you don't really get on the other consoles. You know, with very few exceptions. I would say like PlayStation has its like Klonoa, which is kind of quirky.
Punky Skunk. What about Punky Skunk? That one's freaking weird.
Punky Skunk is kind of weird. Yeah.
Jumping Flash. These are all like US titles too.
Those are good call outs. Like Jumping Flash is like the kind of game where I almost would have expected to see something like that on the Saturn, but instead you got it on the PlayStation. Yeah, so the PlayStation did arguably have its own quirky games as well, but again, like its strength was definitely in like the mainstream, like blockbuster titles for sure. That's what's kind of remembered for. Blue Moon says Lunacy is a masterpiece, and I wholeheartedly agree.
It's a great game.
I'm glad somebody thinks so. I know, like not a lot. I'm not sure how many people like that game, but I'm crazy about that game.
I'm joking. I haven't played it yet too much.
I mean, you like shows like Twin Peaks, right?
I don't like garbage. No? Actually, I do like Twin Peaks a lot. I do like Twin Peaks a lot.
Okay, well, play Lunacy. It's got some of those vibes. It's definitely
I definitely want to play that. And Mansion of Hidden Souls, you guys got me hyped on that. So
Mansion of Hidden Souls it's an aesthetic, but it's not great. I'm not gonna lie and tell you that it's like okay, maybe. So that's the problem. Is Mansion of Hidden Souls on the Sega CD is actually a better game, but it plays poorly, because of the frame rate and the arguably like the motion and the graphics and stuff like that. But the story and the game is better. Mansion of Hidden Souls on the Saturn looks better, but it's not as good of a game.
Yeah, somebody mentioned on the PS1 that they didn't use it as a CD player. I kind of disagree. I know a lot of people that had hi-fi and just plugged it directly in, because it had audio out. It had not only the AV cables, but it had the AV out, so you can easily plug it into your TV and then the hi-fi. I know some people that like Shadow Master, where he plugged his headphones in there and blew out his ears, but it sounded great. And I mean, people even use it for that, so I kind of disagree, but that's
only the early PlayStations had that.
Yeah, but that's usually a lot of people that had it back then. Even if they didn't, they could still do that with the AV cable. So
I hear, I've always heard about the folks like who had to put their PlayStations on its side in order to get it to boot games. The driver's not good. I've had like 3, 4 if you include my dad's PlayStation. I've never had that problem, so I guess I just got lucky.
Yeah, no, I never had a disc read issue with with a PS1. Right. It's so weird.
Yeah, but you hear about people having that. Okay. Yeah, I never had that, but anyway, we got to get going. We got to talk some Cleopatra Fortune S tribute. We got to move on.
All right.
Keep it going.
Good. Yeah, go listen to this audio editor's corner and.
Oh yeah, listen to it if you feel like it. It was fun.
All right, Cleopatra Fortune S tribute hits modern platforms. So this is the Saturn version of the arcade puzzle game Cleopatra Fortune, which is ironically enough a fortune. It's like a $300 game, I think, probably a little bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another one that was done by name of the company City Connection.
Well, yeah, Taito, but City Connection.
City Connection. It's by Taito, but it was released by City Connection. So I'll connect.
They're like systematically releasing all the Taito games.
But yeah, did you want to talk a little bit about this, Danthrax, about this amazing game and the cute chibi girl on the cover of it?
Sure.
I mean, not the chibi girl, but just the game in general.
Well, you might have to turn Dan down. He's like really loud.
Oh, sorry. I'll hold the phone farther away from my face. Maybe that'll help.
Gotcha.
But anyway, yeah, they just announced this at the beginning of November that they were going to be bringing this and Elevator Action Returns by by the end of the year. And here we've got Cleopatra's Fortune, which is a nice little puzzle game. It's got like a story mode, which unfortunately is not translated, so you have to use your Google Translate apps to get through that one, I guess, or just enjoy it. But they did add some nice quality of life features to it, like you can pick whatever stage you want to play in the story mode, and I think you can change how fast the blocks fall, and you have unlimited credits and that sort of thing. So
yeah, no, and I appreciate that they put it on the North American shop as well. I know a lot of people are like kind of weirded out, like why did they put it if it's in Japanese? But if you think about it, if you want to play the actual game of it and play it, and you want to buy a Saturn, it's going to be in Japanese, obviously. But like the fact that that we have options is they're like, oh well, you're just going to play in Japanese anyways on the Saturn, so why don't we just put this out and make the money because we know it's sell anyways,
Yeah, and I mean the menu wrapper they have around the game is in English, and there are, like I said, some extra little features they added to this, so it's not just the vanilla Saturn game. You can have unlimited credits and that sort of thing, and you can set all of that with the English menu. So I mean, there's some localization there, and I mean, there's other languages too. I name them in the article. I forget what they are. But there's some languages that would play well in Europe as well. So Spanish and that sort of thing, French, Chinese as well. So yeah, it's nice that they did put it out in the U.S. shop. They've been doing that with all their releases. I mean, I guess it kind of made more sense with Galactic Attack because that was literally a game released in North America, but and in Europe by a different name. But I mean, with this, it's like you don't have to go through the hassle of starting a Japanese eShop account or a Japanese PSN account or something. You can just sign on to your own region's store and buy it and check it out. Because I mean, it's a puzzle game, so you can still enjoy it without knowing all of the Japanese that's in it. And as you see in this video here, I mean, some of the main UI elements are in English anyway.
I actually have a gift card. I might have to buy this on the eShop.
There you go.
Have a little something to playing with me when I travel, which I never bring my Switch traveling because I listen to music all the time.
You said you didn't travel at the beginning of our cast.
I know I don't travel very much, but when I do, I don't bring my Switch. I bring my cassette player.
Yeah,
I'm a music dude. I don't know, playing game. I don't know. It's kind of weird playing games because when I'm on vacation, like even when I do cons, it's like I'm at home, like I'm talking to somebody or hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't usually when I go back to the hotel room, I want to go to sleep. I don't want to play games. I just reconnected.
Stopped. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I usually bring a DS or a 3DS to Disneyland when I'm waiting in the lines. But I saw a kid with like his full-on Switch, not even a Switch Lite, full-on Switch at Disneyland. Like, wait, I'm like, I don't know that I would bring that.
Yeah, I'm not not
could really get messed up without the clamshell going on. I guess if you have a case for it or something like that. But anyway,
I don't know. It's too cumbersome to do that. Maybe a
really
Switch Lite, but like it's just too. Like that's the reason why I don't bring the Switch really anywhere is because it's just too cumbersome to bring. It's like a tablet. Right. I guess some people do if they have a backpack, but it's like.
Yeah, it's definitely. I definitely don't consider it portable. Like I don't consider it like a portable.
I never
it's technically portable, but it's not. But even the 3DS XL would be too big for me to pocket comfortably at like Disneyland.
Yeah.
But when I had like an original 3DS, the little one, and that would be cool. You could just stick that in your back pocket, and then if you're like waiting in line, play some Pokemon or whatnot.
Yeah, and that's what I like about the Game Boy Color. I stick it in my pocket, pull it out, play it like a phone, and that's what I'm excited with the Analog Pocket. I think with the Analog Pocket, I'm going to play that a lot. Like I'm gonna bring that allow me and just keep it in my pocket and pull it out and play Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm a card game nerd.
So I have a question for you. Yu-Gi-Oh is awesome, but I have a question about this article. Have you played Cleopatra Fortune?
I played a little bit after the last year. I played a little bit on the Saturn. It's pretty fun. There actually is a cheaper version that actually got localized. Oh, I guess that's the name of the game.
Funny. Is this one of the ones that I have not actually played? Like I have it. I know I have it on my satiator, but I haven't actually fired this up and played it. There are a lot of puzzle games on the Saturn. I think. I mean, I feel like there's a lot. Yeah, if you consider like the Puyo games and. You got Twinkle Star Sprites is kind of a puzzler.
Magic Drop,
the Bubble Bobble games.
Puzzle Ouija.
Bust a Move, whatever.
I love Bust.
Dantrax, can you turn down? You're like burning my ears.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Turn it down.
It's like really hot. It's really distorted.
I'm just on my iPhone.
Could be my earphones, maybe.
Turn down your volume, Dave.
Sorry?
Turn down your volume. I was like,
turn down my volume? Well, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what I need to do.
On your speaker.
Here, let me try that.
Yeah. But yeah,
I turned down my own volume.
Rip. But yeah, the thing I like about it is that I really think it's an interesting game. I like playing it, and it does remind me a lot about like all these other cool puzzle games. And if you want to play it in English, actually, there's a cheap version, but it has a really crappy discard. It's like an Egyptian. Like I don't know. Like what is with like all like the 90s and de-weebifying games like like the cover. Like I'll find the cover of
Oh yeah. Like
it's like a crappy art style.
Here's this wonderful hand-drawn artwork. We gotta like take it and use like clip art to make it look like good for the American market or something. You talking about that?
Yeah.
Like how they would choose the most generic clip art looking artwork for
like here.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you look at Bust a Move.
Yeah, here's the art for Cleopatra Fortune. Like look at that. That's pathetic. Like,
oh, isn't that? Yeah. So okay, yeah, they're like literally, it's just like from the Encyclopedia Britannica or something. Like they took a cutout of King Tut, slapped that on the front there. There you go. That I'm really sold. I'm really sold.
Yeah, and this, you know what? Maybe it's a good idea they changed the art. I'm not.
No, I like that artwork.
I don't know. It's a bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Seriously though.
I mean, like, if it wasn't for that, I would agree. But like, I guess the point is like, lowly stuff aside, the fact is that I think it's kind of dumb. It's like, oh, you gotta make it Egyptian American, but I guess with that art style, I guess I could see why they didn't go with that. So, but you know, I mean, they could have used something else.
I'm sure they could have used other pieces of art other than the, suggestive one where she's kind of on her knees looking up.
Right.
Yeah. The thigh shot going on.
I think they probably not just with this game, with a lot of others, they probably were changing all these, anime art styles to be something different or to take actual photographs for the covers of games because, a lot of people just had this fear of, being seen as kiddie, being seen as a kid.
Yeah.
Anime art style looks like a cartoon. Yeah. And so, they wanted to either appeal to adults or appeal to kids who wanted to be like adults.
Yeah.
By, not having cartoons on the cover, unless it was like a mascot platformer. And then it felt more appropriate from an American audience's standpoint to have it look like a cartoon.
Yeah, I think you're right, Danthrex, because it's true. Like Japan never really had that issue with having like such a negative stigma to video gaming. But like video games in the West really had a negative stigma. I mean, they still do to some degree. Like some people are like, oh, if you're a grown up, you shouldn't be playing video games. There's still that sentiment, depending on who you ask, and it's like, I don't know why. It's a cultural thing, right? But in Japan, of course, it's like everybody plays video games. It's like anything. It's just another media form of entertainment. It's like that. Yeah.
I like how somebody pointed this out. The Mobile Light 4. I think we talked about this on the Schmuck podcast. Look at
that. Yeah, that's so terrible.
I bet in the chat nobody can guess what game that don't know, so don't spoil it. I bet nobody can guess what game this was supposed to be cover art for. And when I show you, you're gonna be like, "That's the game it is cover art for." Are you kidding me?
Like it's Gunbird, right?
Yeah, it's Gunbird.
It's Gunbird.
Like look at that. Look at the bit. Look at the. Oh my God! They're like,
look up.
No Japanese, English only, badass.
Right.
Charlie's Angels chicks gunning down all the aliens, and it's like what's wrong with this? Just a cute girl on a broom and some demon things. Like, yeah.
Okay, so look up the long box US long box artwork of Bust a Move.
Oh God, no! Oh God, I saw that.
Or actually, it's Bust a Move 2.
No, it's Super Bust a Move you're thinking of. The one.
No, I'm thinking of Bust a Move.
Bust a Move 2 on the PS1.
No, on the Saturn, like the long box Saturn of Bust a Move 2. You got a dude who's got his like eyes held open,
that's
like scanners or whatever, and I'm just like thinking like what is going on this box art? Like, why couldn't they use the cute?
It's so bad.
It's just terrible.
So and I like the game.
I love it. I own the game, but
when I was a kid, and they had ads for this game, and they had this art with the guy with his eyes being held open in it, and I was like so disturbed by that. I'm like, I will never buy this game. I don't know what this game is, but it's awful, and I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
My favorite, the thing is is Bust a Move is notorious for having really crappy art. Like this is the PS1, the PS2 version of it. Like, I hate this. I remember seeing this in magazines and like, what is this game?
Oh my God.
It is the absolute worst cover. And that's why I was like, that's what I thought you meant, is that I remember seeing that in so many game magazines and so many like game sales. Like, I don't know what this game is. Why is there a baby? Like, with a nookie with a blowing a bubble. Like I don't. What was Taito thinking? Like I'm channeling me.
Or a
But
claim.
what?
It was probably a claim.
Yeah,
dude.
it was a claim. That's what it was. It was a claim. Stupid.
What were they
cheap.
thinking? Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. Well, guess what? That last one that we were just looking at.
Yeah.
Bust a Move 2. That was also a claim.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it definitely was that.
So there you go. A claim. They got it right though for like Galactic Attack. They actually put the real. Didn't they not? Did they not? Yeah, the long box had the actual artwork on it. I was like, wow, congratulations, Acclaim. You did something right. But anyway, we got to move on. I'm going to have to drop off at like 4:30 regardless because I can't stick around.
We'll have time. We'll have time.
Yeah, I got to go pick some stuff up.
But yeah, if you guys like Cleopatra Fortune and want a good version of it and want the box to look decent, pick up on the Switch. I kind of want to pick up a Saturn version now, but I don't have that much money. And now that I saw,
yeah, it's one I need to play. But I mean, you can play it on your satiator. I'm just saying it's one I need to actually fire up and play because I honestly haven't.
Oh wow, you're right. The lighting did get bad. Like your green screen's starting to go. Your green screen's starting to mess up now.
Is that right? Oh god.
It's like fading. You're fading fast and fading.
I can put this here. Eliminate my video and I'll fix it.
You need to get a ring light, Dave.
I do. I'm just cheap and I haven't done it yet. But you're absolutely right.
It's like death coming for his soul.
Yeah, because the lights in here just aren't working. They aren't cutting the mustard anymore.
Oh crap!
It's because you know what?
Now. I'm looking through you.
That's
Where
Pat
did you
though.
go?
You're doing that, aren't you?
No, I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm trying to get a good like.
You shouldn't mess with my. Okay, all right. So it's also because we started running the show later. Like last winter, I don't think we had a problem with this because we ran the show earlier. But now it gets dark, and so I'm gonna put. I have a light on me that I can turn that off for a second.
Dave became a square.
Rip
It's
Dave.
hit the B square.
Weren't you still at the other apartment though? Also.
Here, there, and everywhere.
Oh, at the other house.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Yeah.
Maybe it was a brighter house.
It was it.
Face the sun more.
I had lights on me. Yeah.
Hey, Dave, remember when you were young? You shine like the sun.
Oh, see, by doing this light on me, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. Who are we kidding? None of this is working.
Now there's a look in your eye, like black holes in the sky. Shine on, you crazy diamond. You were caught in the crossfire of childhood of stardom. Float on the steel breeze. Come on, you targets. Faraway laughter.
This is not working. My green screen is falling apart.
I should probably say something other than sing "Shine on You Crazy Diamond," but
you should.
I don't know. I think it's a lot more fun though. But
just talk about the news while I'm trying to figure out the camera situation.
You figure that out, Dave. Figure that out. But yeah, anyways, if you like Cleopatra, if you like Egyptian stuff, if you like Saturn, I kind of have an idea why that game's $200, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the artwork on the box. You sickos. Just joking. I love you guys. But Cleopatra, play, go now. Alrighty, so the next one, actually I'll say that for Dave, and we'll go on to this one real quick. Well, Dave, because Dave known about that.
Okay, I think I kind of fixed it a little bit. Is that better?
Yeah, it's a lot better. You're good.
Okay, good. But it's still not great.
I mean, we can't have everything, Dave. You know,
I owe these people better. I need to get some key lighting. I need to get some key lighting. We have the money. I'm just cheap. I'm a cheap bastard.
We'll all update our light.
I'm using. Yeah.
Oh, I look a little bit more shiny. Anyways, going on, let's talk about the Shining Force 3 English translation patch. I know that you wrote this up, Dave. This
project is okay. Let's talk about the fact that this is a patch that's been out for like 15 years and it's still being supported.
Damn.
Like that's phenomenal. That's talk about dedication, right? You know, It's like there's more support for this than Sony gives to like some of its online games. You know, like I don't know. Anthony's in the chat. He technically could talk about it if he wants to. Although I understand that it was mostly the team, the Shining Force translation team, that were to blame for this latest, or responsible, or deserving of credit, I guess you could say.
Throwing them directly under the bus for
this latest revision. But yeah, no joke. I didn't even know that I felt so bad. I even called Knight up to apologize. I was like, dude, this happened and I didn't hear about it because of the holidays and stuff. And I was actually playing Shining Force 3, the previous version 2.3, version 2.23 or whatever. And so it's like I didn't even know that this came out. And yeah, they went ahead and dropped a new patch V24 the week of Thanksgiving, and huge shouts to the translation team, SF3 translation team, and I guess Legalize Freedom, or Steve Simmons, he did the write-up on their website. You can click through here and it'll just take you to their website so that you can download the patch. Yeah, I mean, essentially, Knight, do you want to talk about this at all? I want to give you the opportunity.
I mean, that's just a small little update that we do every year. There's not a huge amount of changes going on.
You could have fooled me by all of the notes here.
Yeah, they're just like little bits here and there.
I gotcha. Okay.
Like, a lot of it this time around is bug fixes. That's what we're pretty much focused on from here on out, since we've got the game like 99% translated.
What's the 1%?
So,
yeah, what's the 1%?
Like voices and just a couple little things here and there that are technically incorrect. Like if you go through it, there are like some terms here that we didn't like zero count. We called that T-0 because we didn't like the term. And there's two other like specials that were change Virgo. We changed to Virgo, and I forget what the third one is.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, it's like little bug fixes where if you go to scenario 2 and 3, they were fixed, but in scenario 1 they were still broken, or it's working in 3, broken in 2.
Cool. Everything's broken. Everything is at blame for the Night of Dragon.
Biggest changes are we introduced the Mugi arrow, which is item that was only accessible through Game Shark at the time, but we found like this one spot where you could search it and like nothing was found. So we're like, oh, we'll take this item, rename it. I forgot the old name was, but we named it after Mugi, who is pretty much the person who is running Shining Force Central for 20 plus years now.
Right.
So we're like, oh, we'll throw her in there, give her a little honor, since she gave us the web space to host this project for all this time. Like, she doesn't charge us or anything.
Nice.
The community itself is just always providing feedback. So we threw that to give thanks to her.
Give thanks to the Lord.
Yeah, and the other big change is that we introduced a thing that was blocked out by accident in scenario 3, where one of the generals, like, you were supposed to be able to like save them so that they have a good ending for their story or whatever.
Right.
But because they forgot to program it correctly, you couldn't hit that. So I just unlocked that feature.
Able to hit that.
Yeah. So now you can redeem him if you want to.
You can finally hit that. I like it.
Yes, you can finally hit that.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I liked, like, every time I hit the Mugi era, I think of the DS9 because of the character.
Oh, the Moogle?
No, Mugi.
Oh, Mugi. Okay, all right.
That's the name of Quark's mom, like the nickname of her and that. So I keep thinking.
Oh,
I think Golden Boy made a joke on that too, but yeah.
Quark's mom was Mugi. Okay.
Mugi.
Your Deep Space Nine, did you say?
Yeah, the best Star Trek.
Yeah. Okay.
The best.
Gotcha.
No arguments against.
Well, anyway, yeah, I went ahead and patched mine. Like I said, I didn't notice any immediate changes, so that makes sense. It's mostly like behind the scenes stuff, but definitely like glad to see that you guys are still working on this after so long. And folks should definitely, if they haven't played the translated Shining Force 3 scenarios, definitely should. Awesome game, absolutely.
Yeah, no, great. It's a great game, and we could probably honestly go through the patch notes and make an entire episode of it because there's so much that's changed, so much
Yeah.
cool stuff. But we just need to stop and give thanks to the amazing team. Like, you know what? That's what we're thankful for. I don't think we talked about it. I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
No, I said I was thankful for Knight. We did, right? I'm pretty sure I said
but
that.
I think we said that in our Discord. But we are. Yeah, like no, this whole community is thankful for Unite. And again, I'm not trying to make you blush or anything like, but
I am.
know, you're very you're very dedicated. You often go above and beyond what anybody expects, and yeah, no, it's very very much appreciated, and yeah, just you keep showering gifts down upon the Saturn community. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, but yeah,
check out definitely. I can't recommend Shining Force 3 enough, honestly, and I can't recommend these translations enough. Folks need to go check this out.
And the patches cannot even be easier. Like it's like baby mode now. Just like
that's the wonderful thing too. With Knight's
pasta.
Patcher, it literally is just drag and drop. It's so great. I love it.
Exactly. So there's no excuse anymore that you can't do this. You can even put your disc in and auto rip it and patch it. So like I don't know. Like I mean, you're supposed to do that. You all get legal copies of the game, right? And you do that, right? You don't like download it from SEGA Saturn Archive on the Internet Archive and Control F Shining Force 3 and find a copy of that. You totally don't do that, guys, right? You legit rip them. But yeah, well, all I'm saying,
Shining Force 3 has its own patcher process. It's different than SSP.
Okay.
Yeah. But
it's still easy.
But I'm saying we're still thankful for Knight for giving us the patcher as well. I misunderstood what Pat was talking about, but yeah, I Knight is responsible.
Hasn't updated to use the SSP yet?
No, because it has like you were saying, yeah, it has its own patch process.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. Could it be updated to use
the team didn't want to use SSP? They wanted it to be its own thing.
Right.
Okay.
No. There's nothing against it. I just haven't had the time to convert 3 games, 2 versions per game, plus premium disc to SSP. It's a lot of work.
I can imagine. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not trying to. Yeah, but it should be easy enough to do it though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, if you need, yeah. But yeah, thank you again, Knight. Love you. Merit certificates, mail. Go sign them. But yeah. All right, on to the next article.
Oh my God, we have way too much to talk about for the amount of time we have. We got to start going.
All right, we'll machine gun it. So, Dino Islanders. It was like angler sort of Aaron or something like that. It's like some weird Japanese name for it. But this is actually you might be thinking, man, this looks a lot like Yumimi Remix, and you'd be correct. I assume that it probably used the same engine as well because this was also by Game Arts. This was not on the Sega CD to my knowledge. I could be wrong. If I am, call me out in chat.
I don't think it was. Isn't this a sequel to the other one?
I like the term spiritual successor, but
okay.
I don't know if it's the same characters. It seems like they were different characters, but like I said, there's a big issue with it that I will bring up once we get deep into the talking about it. But essentially, it's this cool, cute little shoujo anime adventure where you play students Emily, Angie, and Retron, and they learn music to hypnotize and train dinosaurs for tasks. You have a cute little weirdo game. Get a lot of degrees of freedom, like a fast forward, rewind, save. And I love the animation of it. I love the sort of the pixelation anime style. It kind of has like this MS Paint look to it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the anime art that people would make in MS Paint. It kind of looks like that, you know?
I like it.
Me too. There's only one caveat. And you want to guess what that is?
Go ahead.
Text-based adventure, Japanese only.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. All right. That's not a problem with the game. That's just a problem with you playing it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, Japan only. Yeah.
I wonder how hard it would be, because I don't want to speak for if it used the same engine, because I want to be like the people of course the Shining Force engine's the same as the Wakenroder engine on Wikipedia, which still isn't fixed. That still annoys me. That like Night did all that trouble finding out that it's not, and people are like, oh, it still is, and you see it in videos like and stuff. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You need to do some research. But yeah.
Yeah, I would love to play this game. I don't know if I want to call it a game. It's just really more like watching.
It's like an anime.
Yeah, it's like an anime. Can it be seen in any other way? I mean, I guess you could watch like a long play, but you still wouldn't understand what's going on unless somebody.
Maybe you can use YouTube auto subtitles.
Yeah.
Auto
Interestingly enough, it is game arts though. So that's neat.
There's also a sequel to this one as well. That also is untranslated, but it would be nice to get a translation of this. It's a really cute game. Yeah. And I like dino arts, dinosaurs.
Yeah, these screenshots are crisp. Like the artwork on here is just really nice. It's like when they, rather than taking like a hand, I mean, they obviously like drew it digitally, like, right? I guess that's what you meant by MS Paint, right? They drew it digitally rather than taking pictures of like compressed photos of artwork drawn on a paper or something like that. Like, yeah, so because it just looks really, really crisp. I love the look of it. Would love to play it, but yeah, I'm definitely not that fluent. My understanding is not that fluent to be able to like, without using like my phone and Google.
We'll have Jay Moriarty live translate and read it to us.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. But yeah, if you guys want to play it, and by play it I mean not understand it, if you don't know Japanese, go try it out. I'd recommend Yumimi Remix over this, to be honest with you, because it's a little bit more understandable as subtitles. So I recommend it, and I wonder if the team that worked on that may be looking to doing these ones. But I'm not gonna say, oh, they need to do it. If they want to, they can. But if they had tools and it was easy to do, I might hit it up and just do it myself. It's the same engine, but I don't know. I'm just one Patrick.
To Charlie Ward, I just heard about that today. The Daytona track in Mario Kart Double Dash.
I didn't see that. Send me a link.
I haven't seen. I just heard about that like when I was on my way home from work or something. Somebody said something about it. So, yes. But I haven't really gotten a chance to take a look at it.
Somebody PM me on Discord it, and I'll look at it.
That's pretty rad.
Chat.
It's in the chat. Okay, cool.
All right. So next article. Editor's Corner. Who wants a Saturn Mini? So this one was a bit controversial. I know you. This one was kind of a weird release date, right?
Well, yeah, it just was, because like we're like we should talk about this, right? Again, no script. We're just going off of, we're just having a conversation, right? And the more Peter and I talk about it, the more we're like, this thing, there's very little chance. I mean, like, I just don't know. Like, they're gonna be a lot of licensing issues. There's a lot of like localization, people who own the rights to the localizations. Frankly, I think that it makes perfect sense to put it out in Japan. Honestly, it makes more sense to have a Saturn Mini than any other console they put out in Japan. I mean, it's super relevant there, and there's going to be tons of nostalgia. I have no doubt that Japanese folks will shell out easy, and if they release it at a right time, like around the holidays or something like that, it would be an excellent stocking stuffer. But will it come over here? I mean, I guess I kind of feel like if they go to the trouble to release it in Japan, then it's not really going to cost them that much more to just slap a different coat of paint on it. And but ours will be, I feel, compromised, because of what you can actually get away with putting on the US.
We'd all just get the GIMP games, or we might get a Japanese game thrown at us like a bone. Here you go. Here's one of the shoot 'em ups. No, you don't get any of the cool RPGs. You don't get Police Knots.
Right.
You don't get Snatcher. Here you go. Enjoy.
Yeah, and I was even thinking, like, during that, we were talking about like games like Top Skater in the mid '90s. It's just like games were just pushing logos and advertising and sponsor stuff like that. In Top Skater, that game's a nightmare for licensing, because not only you have Pennywise, you have like a bunch of Pennywise tracks, right? You have brands like Etnies and Airwalk and DC, and then you also have Coca-Cola and stuff like that. So it's like, forget it.
It's a nightmare come true.
I don't have. You're just I highly recommend folks download an emulator and play Top Skater with like
go
a
to
360
Chuck E. Cheese that still
controller.
has one, and just play with the skateboard that's probably completely broken and janky and doesn't work anymore.
I mean, you can totally use a Bluetooth analog Bluetooth controller to play it, and you can map the skateboard to like the different sticks, and it works. and it's playable and it's fun. But
I can never play that game at the arcades. It just was so
Really?
heavy to do. Like I don't know. Like maybe it's because I was like 9 or 8 at the time, but like
yeah.
I could never do that when it like I couldn't slam down hard enough. It just was not fun.
But by the same token, I mean, so that one is an extreme example, but Sega did that a lot, you know, and it's not the only one. So there's definitely a lot of games that are just going to be locked behind a bunch of licensing issues that they just can't overcome. So yeah, when it comes to the a US Saturn Mini, I really just don't know. I definitely don't think power is a problem at this point. I think it's, you know, aside from the chip shortage, which is still an issue, I don't think it's hard enough to get something powerful enough to emulate Saturn into a box that size for $100 or $150. That's the thing, is I don't know how much they would want to retail it for, but aren't those things supposed to cost like around $60?
Well, the thing is that I don't know, because like they'd probably have to get a more powerful unit than what they've been using for the Genesis Mini.
Right.
I mean, because
yeah, of course.
The Astro City Mini, they had issues with Virtual Fighter. So
this is true, yeah. And I mean, but I mean, you look at Polymega, right? That's like 5-year-old technology now, right? Like, and that's running Saturn, right? What was in the Polymega? It was basically like
I don't know. I don't think anybody's gotten it because they haven't shipped any out yet.
Polymega is a full-blown PC.
Was it? But it was like, so it's x86, but it was like an older one, right? By nowadays standards.
Yeah,
like,
but it's also $400.
Well, true, but again, like every year they don't release it, it gets older and older, and technology gets cheaper and cheaper. Like, so all I'm saying is, like, I imagine that it's going to be doable in the near future, you know, at a good price point.
No, I can see that, but I mean, the size of a Saturn Mini, size of a Saturn Mini versus a Polymega, it wouldn't be really a mini console at that point, would it?
Right. Okay, look at the Switch, right? The Switch is emulating Saturn, right? Okay, with the S tributes. Mm-hmm. The Switch technology is from 2016. Yeah, so I mean, it's like, that's old. Like, it's ready. The Switch is ready for an upgrade, honestly.
And PS4 as well. PS4 is even older.
Right. So I mean, you think about, and a lot of that is off the shelf chipsets and stuff like that. Like, it seems like it could be doable, but again, it's really just going to come down to the Japanese making the move, you know, because they are the ones that have a better argument for this thing to exist than anybody, you know.
I guess, but even size alone, it probably would be expensive. I mean, do you want to pay $200 for a Saturn Mini? I sure as hell don't.
I don't want to. I'm kind of dedicated to spending money on Saturn shit, so I probably would, but I would pay $100 for it. I would, and even that is more than the minis are supposed to cost. I would pay like $100 for it, and I probably wouldn't play it that much. Thank you, Charlie, for the £10. And I will kindly watch the Daytona Mario Kart track.
Let's pull that
on the live show.
On the show, yeah.
I mean, wants us to do it on the show.
He gave us money for it.
Maybe
so
at the end.
Not?
You want, when I drop off, Pat, you could do it on the end.
I need to get the link to it. Let me get it.
You need to get the link, yeah, because we still have some more news to talk about. But yeah, definitely.
Well, I tagged you guys.
Yeah, no, okay, I know cool. You did. I just want to. There we go. Yeah, I just want to get that up real quick.
Yeah.
We got. We'll do it towards the end of the show and give you your thoughts. I think Dave, you might want to hear your thoughts on it too, Dave. So maybe like before you go.
Okay. Well, I've got 15 minutes, and then I got to run like up north and grab some Papa John's.
I gotcha.
So, the kids are waiting for me, so it's like.
Okay. Well, do we want to? I mean, we have a lot of stuff. So, do we want to save this for next time then?
We could talk. Let's see. We could save some of these articles for next week because I don't know what the most timely stuff that we need to talk about. I would say would be like
the elevator action, maybe.
Well, okay, so yeah, elevator action returns. That's Taito as well, right? Elevator action returns, yeah, Taito. So
yeah, so this was a Taito game. Another $250 plus game, probably $300 now on the Saturn.
Excellent game though.
Excellent game.
I can't speak to Cleopatra Fortune. I'm sure it's great, but Elevator Action Returns is a freaking amazing Saturn game. Folks should definitely play it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Did you want to talk a little bit about this Anthrax?
I mean, there's not much to say that is different.
Yeah, it's like
Cleopatra Fortune. I mean, it was pretty easy for me to write this story because I just kind of took my Cleopatra Fortune one and kind of swapped in relevant information for Elevator Action Returns. But I mean, it does seem like they did a little more with some of the extra options and quality of life features in this one than they do with Cleopatra Fortune. Like Cleopatra Fortune, they made so you could change the speed of the falling blocks or whatever, like, and you get extra credits. Okay, whatever. You get unlimited credits in elevator action as well, but then like they added a feature where you can keep your special weapon from one stage to the next, which was not in the original game. And so that's really nice. And I think there were a couple other things I don't remember off the top of my head. You're asking me to remember a story that I wrote 2 whole days ago, and I have a terrible memory. So
I mean, it basically just like before, like the last time it was released was on a 2000s compilation on PS2, Xbox, and PC on Title Legends 2. So it's gonna be the first port of it, at least in the last like 15 years or so.
Yeah, I think it's been about 15 years, as far as I know, as far as I could find. I don't think it's been re-released since that Taito Legends 2 compilation. Okay, another feature they add to this, and I pull up the story, is that with the original elevator action returns, you had to press 2 buttons at once. I think like a fire button and a jump button or something to use your sub weapon. And with this S Tribute release, you can map it to a separate button, since you have. Well, I mean, they could have done that on the Saturn too, but I'm assuming maybe the arcade cabinet that this is originally based on only had 2 buttons or something. So that was just how they solved that problem, and they just didn't change it for the Saturn port, even though you had 8 buttons on a Saturn controller. I don't know why they didn't do that originally, but you've got that here. So that's kind of cool. It is nice that they add some extra things to these S Tribute releases that you don't get by popping a game into your satiator, or burning it to a disc or whatever.
Yeah, because you had a lot of options like the unlimited credit, stage selection, increased healing from items, increased lives. So you got a lot of options and a lot of like new stuff to be with it. So it's like, oh, why don't I just buy the $300 Saturn game and just play on the Saturn? There's a lot of like benefits to playing these games beyond, oh, I can play it on another console.
Right.
But yeah, it's just ridiculous how fast these are being thrown out. Like they're doing the Sushi Pie one, Cleopatra.
Yeah, and they announced 2 more games in the Taito line of Saturn Tribute releases. They're going to be Metal Black and then Puzzle Bobble 2X and 3, which I'm guessing is going to be a compilation. Hopefully they don't charge $30 for that, because it's technically 2 games like they did with Layer Section and Galactic Attack. I have a bad feeling they will. They'll justify it like that. But yeah, Metal Black should be cool. And of course, I like Puzzle Bobble, so that's cool. I mean, it's not like Puzzle Bobble's been hard to get, so I guess it's a little less exciting from that.
Yeah, you can pretty much play it on any console.
I wonder if they're gonna do like a huge Taito collection, like towards the end of the Switch's life. Like if they might compile a lot of these onto a single.
Just call it S Tribute
cartridge. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like the S Tribute box set, S Tribute or whatever. That would be rad.
I don't mind getting some of these physical. I have the only S Tribute I have is Cotton. I know they have the Suki Pie one, but I can't play it in English, so it's like.
I mean, if you want to buy Elevator Action Returns, this is the cheapest you're going to be doing it.
Unless you want to buy $300 for the actual game.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is the cheapest. This is definitely the cheapest that you're going to be paying for if you actually want to buy the game like legally.
I don't think that this is coming out physically, at least not yet. Not that I've heard of or seen.
I want the Cleopatra one.
Only digital. Sushi Pie is going to be physical, and then of course the Cotton 2, Cotton Boomerang, Guardian Force, that all came on one cartridge. That's what
got that one.
I have,
right.
And I think Layer Section and Galactica came out physically as well.
Were those called Saturn Tribute or S Tribute?
Okay, so it's both. All the
right.
Taito are called S. I've noticed that this is the pattern. All the Taito ones are called S Tribute.
I gotcha.
Some rights issue, but like the non-Taito games, so from Success with Cotton to
Treasure,
and then I forget who off the top of my head who publishes that, but those games are using Saturn Tribute.
Right.
So there must be some weird thing with Taito not having the rights to attach the name Saturn to the releases of their games. I don't know, but yeah, there you have it. It's basically the same thing, but it's called
weird.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah,
Cool.
if you guys want to purchase this up, it's on the store now. So go buy it and play some elevator action returning. And return that action to elevators.
Right now, it's like a 10% launch discount only on the eShop and Steam. For some reason, they didn't do a 10% launch discount for the PSN store and on Xbox. I don't know why.
Probably because, yeah, probably don't even allow that. So.
Yeah, maybe they just don't. Maybe it's a policy.
Gotcha. All right. Well, before we go, we got one more story. Talk about.
We got two, I think.
I don't think we have time for the other one though.
Okay,
Unless
well, I'll make it quick. So like, I want to say a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe, I don't know. Whenever like Kay and Shadow Mask were working on Death Mask, somebody else made an announcement at that time that they were interested in working on this game, JB Harold's Blue Chicago Blues. It's essentially the same kind of project, so to speak, where they're taking. So it was a port to the Saturn, right? This was a Saturn port that was only released in Japan, and all of the language had been like overdubbed, Japanese language overdubbed. But there was original English vocals. It was basically all the characters in the scenes of this FMV game essentially are, Caucasian folks speaking English, and they made it for the Japanese market with overdubbed it. But essentially by ripping the original English audio out of the PC version or whatever and slapping it back into the Saturn version, they're able to convert it back into like an English game. But then of course they still have to they have to translate all the menus and the options, clickable options and stuff like that. So there's that as well. And I don't ever know what those original folks, what happened with that. But I think RJack. So I don't know if RJack is the person that originally announced that they were working on it like a year or two ago. But no. Okay, so that was somebody totally different. They probably hit some snags and realized that it wasn't just like. It wasn't just going to be like a quick, one and done kind of thing. This is like actually a kind of an uphill battle. Like they've got the prologue done so far, but I mean, there's a lot more to do. And so, yeah, it's a lot of work.
I actually thought it was Shadow Mask who did that.
Shadow Mask who did what?
I think he started that project.
Really? Because I thought he was working on Death Mask. I thought he had his hands pretty full with Death Mask.
Anyway,
correct me if I'm wrong.
He's in the chat, so
yeah, he's in the chat, so he can tell us if it was him. I didn't realize that it was Shadow Mask. But anyway, so essentially, RJack picked it up from Sega Extreme, and he started working on this. I don't know how long ago, but essentially he just recently released English V0.1 demo patch, which is basically the first like 10 to 15 minutes of the game. You can kind of get a impression, I guess, of what it plays like. There's also like a PC long play of the English version if you want to check it out to kind of see how the entire game plays. But I would call this a precursor to like the Hotel Dusk games. Essentially because River Hill Soft, two of the most important members went over to sing. One of them was Takuya Miyagawa, he was the game designer on Blue Chicago Blues, and he went on to actually found Sing Inc. And then, of course, you had the individual Rika Suzuki, who did the planning and scenario for Blue Chicago Blues, who came over with them and became the game designer and scenario designer for Hotel Dusk. And even though one is like a live action FMV kind of thing, and then Hotel Dusk is, opts for more of like a hand drawn kind of animation thing on the DS, they share a lot of the same DNA and a lot of the same vibe. Like it's that hard-boiled gumshoe detective kind of thing in like big city Chicago or Manhattan, what have you. You've got it's channeling that kind of same vibe. I would say this game got ported to like almost everything. It got ported to it was a Sega Mega LD game, for the Pioneer Laser Active.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, we should just keep it on Laser Active. I think just keep it on that system. I think it'd be really funny.
And that's where it was released arguably, so different sources say different things. Some say like 95, but then there's this Laserdisc forum, and they're like super into like laser active stuff, and they say 94. So I don't know who to believe. But anyway, it originally came out on the Pioneer Laser Active or Mega LD, and Mega LD I think was like an expanded format of that, and essentially it's a murder has occurred in Chicago, and you get called in. There was another investigator who got killed, and the murderer is trying to like cover it up by making it look like they were involved. So then JB Harold gets called in to investigate, and this is like the 5th game in the JB Harold series actually, and the final game in the JB Harold series. So there's actually several games that folks can check out before this. There's
even an English one on Saturn that was released. Wasn't it a launch title too? I guess one was the launch title. Maybe I might be wrong.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about Wan Chai Connection? Chai Connection.
No, but I know there's a JB Harold game that did get a US release, wasn't it, on the Saturn? Or was I thinking? Am I thinking something else?
No, definitely not. But I want to know what you're
CD?
thinking about. Could have been. Oh, are you thinking about? So you're thinking about TurboGrafx CD? There was Murder Club.
There it is, TurboGrafx CD.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
So there was a JB Harold game on the TurboGrafx CD. No, you're right. I mean, it was an English, US game, but essentially this thing was ported to PC, PCFX, or Windows and Mac PC,
LaserActive,
PCFX,
SEGA Saturn.
LaserActive, 3DO. Sega Saturn and PlayStation, and so take your pick. But essentially, like, there's only 2 ways to play it in English. One official way is the Mega LD, the Pioneer Laser Active, and then the Windows PC version still has Japanese text, but the videos are all English, and with Japanese subtitles. So it's crazy. Like, I guess that's where they're ripping the video from the PC version, probably just because it's easier to do that than from a laser disc, But yeah,
like it's a bit of a mess, but I like it because it'd probably be the first time we were able to play this game without any hassles.
Anyway, the angle on the story that I wrote up, and the whole purpose of me writing this up is actually to say, yes, it's cool. Go check this English patch out. It's only like 10 to 15 minutes of gameplay. But the reason why we need folks to know about this is because they need a new translator. The translator they had is no longer available to work on it, and so this project really does need a translator to help finish it up. So if anybody is interested in this kind of thing, check out this article, check out the patch.
Wasn't the guy that's working on this, he was like gonna be in the article or gonna watch it, but he couldn't? Or was that the other one?
This was Arjack saying that he wasn't gonna be able to catch the stream.
But shout out to Arjack for being a complete king.
Shout out to Arjack. I think the translator was related to him. I'm not sure. Same last name.
It was his sister.
Okay, it was his sister, and they're not available anymore because like life and stuff.
Like, it's busy. Yeah, I mean, we can't expect people to do translations and stuff.
But somebody needs to. Somebody needs to step up and help carry this thing to the finish line so that we'll have like a I think it would be rad. What I've played so far was awesome, but it's just a tiny little sneak peek of getting started in the story. It's just the prologue, right?
Just message Argyle on the Sega Extreme forums.
Arjack.
Did I say Argyle?
Reach out to. You said Argyle.
Sorry, I've been watching too much Die Hard.
Yeah, I really want to watch Die Hard. It's the best Christmas movie. I gotta.
Yeah, it's on my list. But yeah, Arjack, go reach out to him on the Sega Extreme forum, and his link's in there. Or you can just look up Arjack. Whatever you want to do to reach out to him, just give him your time and support and love. Definitely.
So yeah, it'd be great. I would love to see this thing completed. And actually, check out at the bottom of the article. Check out for folks who end up clicking through, check out the PC version long play. It's cool, and it'll give you a really good idea of kind of what to expect from this game. But yeah, if you like visual novels, if you like detective stuff, definitely this is like right up your alley. And I highly recommend folks go check out the Hotel Dusk games on the DS too if they haven't. Those are obviously more popular. I imagine more people are going to know about those, but even those are kind of niche, you know, compared to like everything that was on the DS.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Go buy or go support them, and if you know Japanese or know some inkling or somebody that's looking for a project, let them know. Pretty cool.
cool. I really got a jet though, so we should thank our patron supporters, right?
We need to watch the video first.
Oh yes, we do. Okay, go ahead. Go press play on that.
Gotcha. We'll watch that.
Oh, and thanks again to Charlie Ward for the donation.
Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate you, my dude. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit to see the whole thing. But yeah, this is kind of what the heck.
Nice.
So they made the Daytona USA thing. That's kind of funny.
Yep. 777 Speedway. 777 Speedway.
Yeah, I can't hear them. Oh, that's right. It's muted. My bad.
Yeah.
Oops, that was my bad. Pretty funny.
That is pretty rad. I like it.
But yeah, no, it's pretty good. Only thing I can imagine that'd make it better if they mod the announcer in.
You got the what's here? Is it Sonic there? No, it's is it Yoshi on the hill there? I couldn't see videos.
Pretty good.
You had the slot machine, but I couldn't tell what they had there etched on the side of the cliff. Oh, it is still Sonic. Okay, it's still Sonic. I just can't tell because the video is so small.
They got to get that slot machine working, get you an extra bonus.
Right?
Damn, this guy's getting his ass kicked. R.I.P. Bug Yoshi. I actually love the music. This actually was my favorite tracks in the game. This is Blue Skies, right? Blue Skies, yeah.
No, the original music for 77 Speedway,
this is Rolling Star. I'm an idiot. My
was
bad.
yeah, Rolling Star.
Sorry. This is my favorite one probably.
Yeah.
Oh, it does speed up. That's kind of funny. It'd be cool if they were able to mod in like the announcer into it, like it's like time extension. But like, and like every time you crash instead of doing the wah-wah, it's like stay on the track, something like that.
Well, I got to drop off, but I will catch you guys next week. And yeah, I got to go get the kids in the car and take them to pick up the pizza.
Sounds good. He did lose. R.I.P. that dude.
And anyway, love you guys, and I'll check you next week, okay?
Later,
hopefully we'll have some more new Saturn news to talk about next Friday. And thanks, Danthrax, for the articles. Love you, man.
Danthrax. Love you, my dude.
And thank you, of course, Knight, for the excellent, well, you and your team for the update to Shining Force 3.
And thank you, Charlie Ward, for the $10 donation, £10 donation of the awesome video. So that was really fun.
Absolutely.
Well, see you later, Dave. I'll close this out, my dude. Alrighty, so just me. Sorry to hear. So anyways, we're going to close it out about now. We have one article, but we will bring that up on the next show. Sorry about that. We had just a ton of stuff and a ton to talk about because we were off a week. So let me go get our Patreones up, and we'll do some shouts out. So we got a notification. For oh, never mind. Let me go back. Alrighty, so first we want to thank our awesome patrons. So a murder of crow. Oh wait, $20 from Blue Moon. I knew I forgot something. Thank you again, Blue Moon. Love you. Much love. Peace and love. Peace and love. Love you, my dude. Thank you for the $20. You're amazing. So thank our patrons. Murder of Crows, Blue Moon 95 with I guess $40 this week. So thank you. Thank you very much, my dude. Emerald Nova, Johannes Fetz, Nate Lawrence, all caps. I think he's a new one, all caps. Cyrillion, Derek, aka Team Jim, Clash of Rank, Justin, Momphis, Newt Rageous, Robert Ramsey, Rowan Dished, Shadow Mask, Steve Johnson. Is that one new too? Stone Man, Tanuki Trev, and Young Money Sawi. If you would like to support us on Patreon, you can at the patreon.com. I think it's like SHIRO Media Group, I think is the name of it. Yeah, SHIRO Media Group. I'll do the little link in the... Oh, wait, the thing's not up there. Yeah, SHIRO Media Group right here. Yeah. If you can't support... Yeah, just do that. Got cool little, neat little articles going on there. If you cannot support us financially on a regular basis, you can also do two things. You can... I'll get them linked up. You can buy our magazine. We have issues now. Well, wait, do we have issues? Did we run out? I don't think you can buy them. Oh, I think the link disappeared. Never mind. I guess we're still waiting on issues on that. I can't seem to buy it. So, yeah, we'll get that sorted out soon. But for now, it's not there. But that's coming back. We're gonna get shirts in shirts. We're gonna get the magazine in soon, and you'll be able to read it and buy it, and we'll let you know as soon as that's available. But yeah, if you can't support, but yeah, you also get our awesome shirts. We got some neat shirt designs. Japanese Saturn launch title. Right there. Yep. SHIRO PCB. Like a lot of really cool shirts. Or this cool podcast one that I'm wearing right now that I love. It makes me warm and fuzzy inside. And honestly, here's a big pro tip. If you want a shirt, get the tri-blend ones. They're very nice. They form to the skin. Very nice fitting. And it's probably the best shirts to sleep in if you want to sleep in a shirt.
They are very nice and comfortable. As someone who recently bought one too.
Yes, thank you. Yes, amazing shirts, very comfortable. The tri-blend is the king idea. It's a little more expensive, but also, honestly, I prefer the comfort.
Get what you pay for.
Exactly, small price to pay for comfort, and it's not as expensive as the premium one. It's only like a little bit more. It's literally like $4 more more for that. So if you guys want to do that, you do that.
I'm wearing my SHIRO hoodie with the SEGA Saturn on it, the black one. It's very nice and comfy. It's become my Friday hoodie.
Nice,
because of
I
the
like
show.
it.
Yes.
You gotta send us a picture of that. Check that out. We use you as advertising.
Okay.
You don't have to do that. I'm just joking. But anyways, if you guys cannot financially support us, definitely like and subscribe. Ring the bell right here to be notified of all our live streams and videos going up. You know, go to the video, like the stream right here. Hopefully it doesn't double the audio. There we go. Mute that. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you can see that. Yeah, you go to the bottom, like that, hit the subscribe button. I'll unsubscribe because I don't like myself yet. Hit subscribe, ring the bell. Yeah, and if you want, you can even downvote it if you don't like it. I won't judge you. I would recommend you do that, but you can also do that. But do that. This is preferable. Not that, not that, that. There we go. And yeah. Also, you could join our Discord. Link is in the chat right here. I'll copy it to Anthrax, post the link. I'll pin that actually so that we can... Oh, I can't pin that. Why can't I pin that? I'll just put it in the chat. There we go. Another Discord link if you want to talk and you know, let us know what's going on. You know, like the old Marvin Gaye, you know, what's going on? What's going on? So if you want to know what's going on, you can... check that out and talk to us. We are very responsive. At least I think we are. We just think we're pretty responsive, right? Pretty? No. I think that is a yes. But yeah. I think that is it. Unfortunately, I don't have time to live stream today. I have to go to work out. So I will talk to you guys later, and remember, you must play SEGA Saturn.